What up, fellow agents? PurePrime here. Today I'm gonna show you my TU8 build with the new exotic mask. And man, this team synergy is lovely. I combined it with an LMG rifle crit build and this shreds, guys. Are you ready? Let's go! Guys, please get your ass to level 35 of the season to get this exotic mask. It's so freaking nice, especially great for group play. Like you can see, it procs multiple talents of the exotic mask when you're playing with multiple masks. Combined with a crit build and of course the team synergy, you can cut through heroic missions like it's nothing. This is a full DPS crit LMG rifle build, and this combo, guys, man, this is freaking worth it. The LMG for the crowd control and the constant aggro, and of course the rifle if you want to take the fight to the enemy from a distance. Or yeah, just do some insane amount of crit hits when you are fully maximized. This footage that you see in the background is of course of this build in action on a heroic mission. And as you maybe noticed, it looks like a walk in the park, doesn't it? Without further ado, guys, let's see how we came to the point of this awesomeness. What up, guys, welcome back. As you can see, I changed some lighting over here so you can see my beautiful pale face again. Yesterday it was the first time doing this, so the lighting wasn't that great. Well, let's get over to the build, guys. Just like yesterday, I'm rocking the gunner specialization, and I'm using it because the right foam grenades you can trap enemies, especially when you are rocking a higher heroic or legendary mission. You need those grenades, man, or of course a skill that can trap them, so you can keep them on one place and just aggro them all the time. Then of course 10% armor after killing an enemy. I love that very much. Third, reload is 50% faster, is a very nice one. And of course the armor kits that will repair a 30% bonus armor for 10 seconds if you use it. It's pretty dope. Just like the 10% ammo capacity what we get every 60 seconds, and party members will get 5. Then the increased rate of fire 5% on a kill for 5 seconds. Pretty nice because we are using an LMG, guys. This build, oh man, so fun. Then of course the pulse resistance doesn't really matter, and the weapon handling while not moving need to be motionless for 1%. Will boost up for 15%. So that's pretty decent as well, especially when you're using an LMG. Of course I stacked into the LMG damage, in the rifle damage and in the AR damage. Don't use the AR, I'm rocking a rifle and an LMG, and then of course the large pouch to give us an extra 50 bullets. And look at this build, guys. Again, 6 scores, all crit and everything. I just chose for 2 yellows now, the same repair skill again to keep myself alive a little bit. And I'm rocking the new exotic mask. And look at this beauty, guys, the Coyote mask. I got it rolled on 15% weapon damage, and I think everybody get it on 15% weapon damage. I got it with 4.9% critical hit chance, 10.6% critical hit damage, and I got a 5% critical hit damage mod on there. And look at these talents, guys. The pack instincts. You and all allies gain a bonus based on the distance of the last enemy you hit. 0 to 15 meters, 25% critical hit damage. 15 to 25 meters, 10% critical hit damage and 10% critical hit chance. And then 25 meters or more, 25% critical hit chance. But the beautiful thing about this mask is, if you're running in a group, then this stacks. So if 2 others are running this mask as well, we will always get all the stacks of this talent. Just like I showed you in the footage before, this is so freaking nice. But this is mainly a team synergy build. You can of course use it to play by yourself for a solo build, but my opinion, then go for another mask. Go back to, for example, that 3 pieces of Providence. You will get an extra critical hit damage, and then you can of course put it up a little bit higher, and this will work for you better. Because else you only get 1 proc, and it's always the last enemy you hit. So you can say you will always get 10% critical hit chance, but if you're getting pushed and you're shooting that enemy, your mask will proc to the critical hit damage. It's very nice as well, but in my opinion it's a team synergy build. But let's get back to it, guys. As you can see, I'm rocking a 2-piece Providence next to that, and for the headshot damage and of course critical hit chance. This has 12.1% weapon damage on there, 4.8% critical hit chance, 10.4% critical hit damage already on there. So I could roll that Obliterate on there. And this is so nice, guys. Critical hits increase the total weapon damage by 1% for 5 seconds. Stacks up to 15 times. As you can see, I'm rocking full reds, so of course critical hit damage and critical hit chance. I will crit a lot, so my weapon damage will go up as well. And then of course 4.6% critical hit damage mod on my vest. For the second piece, I went for my backpack. Again with companion, the same backpack I used yesterday, because yeah, I want some skill repair. And I'm loving that companion. Of course, we can go for 2 other talents for in cover, or if you're not getting hit, that 25%. Of course, we can go for that. But I chose for companion just near my enemies, because this is a group synergy build. Or of course next to my skills, I will always have that extra 15% weapon damage, and that's very nice. Of course, with the combination of Obliterate, it's very nice, guys. It's very nice. Then I went for the holster, a Seska holster, because it will give me that 10% critical hit chance. Of course, I can go for another holster from Providence that will give me that 15% critical hit damage. But as you can see, all the other mods I'm using is critical hit chance, because I need to get that critical hit chance up. This is a build that is not perfect. No build is perfect, of course. But I just wanted to show you that these builds work. And as you can see, these builds work on heroic. We will cut through them. And that's very nice. That's why I chose for Seska to bring up my critical hit chance. 13.2% weapon damage already on there. I rolled a 5.7% critical hit chance, almost the cap, and then it already had 10% critical hit damage. Then for the 2 secret pieces of this gear, guys, as you can see, it has Petrov and Overlord. Of course, I chose this because I'm rocking the MG5 and the M1A, but not only that, guys, because these are the named pieces, and this will help out a lot. Let's start with the Petrov one, and this one has 15% weapon damage and 11% damage to armor. And this is a unique talent. We can't roll this away, or we can't find this on any other gear. We can only find it on these gloves, and this will count a lot on your damage. It will multiply and multiply and multiply. It's not only that 11% damage to armor that you get, but it multiplies a lot, guys. This is even better than critical hit chance or even damage. Of course, if you're low on your critical hit chance or damage, then go for that. But if you can get up to that around 60%, or in my opinion around that 50% critical hit chance, and then get the critical hit damage up as high as you can, go for these gloves, guys, because at 11% damage to armor helps out a lot. And of course at 10% LMG damage for my LMG. And tomorrow, guys, I will dive into this in detail, why it's better than, for example, critical hit damage. But that's a larger video, and this already takes a bit too long because I like to get into detail and explain to you why I chose all these pieces. So I won't explain you in detail about this, but tomorrow I will go in detail with a separate video about why to choose damage to armor on your gloves, why to choose damage out of cover on your knee pads, and why to choose damage to health on your mask. But that's for tomorrow, guys. And then the same for the knee pads, guys. The Overlord ornaments knee pads, the Fox sprayers. Again, a named knee pad with 15% damage to target out of cover. Again, this multiplies, guys. Go for this. This helps out a lot. You will cut through them like butter. I rolled a 12% critical hit damage on there, the cap, and I found it on 10.4% weapon damage. Could be a little bit higher, but I'm loving these knee pads, guys. Like I said, the build isn't perfect yet. So yeah, this is mainly the base of my build. Of course, I went for the Revive Hive to keep myself up and of course help my teammates out. And then I went for the Fixer Drone. It'll give me 26k healing. Pretty decent, of course, can be higher. But we went for a full attacking build now. You know, with the Obliterate on the chest and on the backpack with Companion. No Unbreakable or no Bloodsucker or any defensive talent. So this is pretty nice healing for that. And it stays there for 191 seconds. So that's pretty dope. Of course, it will get downed by a dog or even some enemies try and aggro it, but most of the times it just hangs above your head or even, yeah, above your teammates' heads, whatever you choose. And then of course for my weapons, guys, let's start with my M1A, and my boy Gold finally dropped me the talent Boomerang. Thank you for that, guy. Thank you. This has a damage of 586.1k, guys, on my build then, of course. An RPM of 180 and a mag of 10. Rifle damage of 12% already on there. 16% critical hit damage already on there. And an 8% critical hit chance already on there. So I could roll that Boomerang. And I talked about this Boomerang yesterday, and now I can show you guys, because in my opinion, this is the best rifle talent there is. Critical hits have 50% chance to return the bullet to the magazine. If the bullet is returned to the magazine, the next shot has an increase of 40% damage. And I'm already shooting for almost 600k a bullet with this classic M1A. And then if I crit, and I do crit because we have a high crit build, I have another 50% chance to get a bullet back that hits even harder, and it will get up to 7 to 800k a bullet. Just normal bullet. And then of course the crit on there and the crit damage on there. This hits so hard. Sometimes it hits for like 3 or 4 million, but guys, don't believe anybody who says this rifle builds hit for 4 million a bullet. Yes, it does sometimes, but not every time, guys. Not every time. You will shoot around 1 million, maybe 1.2 million if you buffed it up high and got the crit hit chance and crit hit damage high up, but you will never shoot 3 million a pop every time. But yeah. Huh? Okay, let's move on. The MG5, my main gun. Yes, I switched over to the LMG, but mainly for this gun and of course for the gloves. Yesterday, my man Gore dropped me the Eagle Bearer, so wait on that build, guys, because this is a freaking monster. Insane. But let's get back to the MG5. 110.3k damage, an RPM of 800 and a mag of 100. And this is the very nice thing about the MG5. It has an RPM of 800, and if we look at the stability and the accuracy, it's pretty decent. Just like the damage drop off, it's not that steep. And at the beginning I didn't want to believe it. You know, my boy Jason said it, Anna said it, everybody said it. I don't want to believe it because, yeah, y'all know I'm an AR guy, but man, the LMGs are making a return and this is so nice. I'm still farming for that Bullet King because I have a very, very nice idea for a build with the Bullet King. So if that Bullet King drops, I instantly got a good build for you guys. But this core attribute has 10% LMG damage and of course that damage to target out of cover. Like I said, that multiplies. So I chose it on my gun as well. I rolled at 12%, the max cap damage to target out of cover on there. A health damage of 8%, and this is the must have, guys, in my opinion. Of course, strength, you can use strength as a talent. You can use a lot other talents as well, but this reload speed or the reload time is 5.6 seconds. That takes too long, especially when I'm always playing AR, you know? So go for fast hands, guys. If you're building a crit build, and in my opinion, you need to go for a crit build or at least the base, at least 3 pieces, make a base with the crit build. That's my opinion. Then go for fast hands. That will give you a reload speed bonus of 4% every time you critical hit, up to a max stack of 40. It will still be around 2 seconds, 2.2 seconds, but it will be the same as an AR or something like that. So that's pretty nice, guys. Just like you saw in the footage before, I'm reloading very, very fast. But yeah, guys, this is the setup from the build. Of course, I went from some extras for my watch, but yeah, it doesn't really matter, you know, it's a little bit that comes by it, that 0.8% that maybe got higher than you have, you know. And then of course the backup boomstick, yeah, not really using it. It's fun to play sometimes, but mostly I'm using my normal guns, my LMG, or of course my rifle. Then let's get over to the stats, guys. This is so nice. Okay, stats of course for my LMG. 110k weapon damage, 60k PvP weapon damage, 52.8% critical hit chance, and almost 80% critical hit damage. I know that critical hit damage can go up, that needs to go up. Push that at least to 100, guys. That will help out a lot. But guys, if you are only building this for a group play, so no solo play, this build only use when you are with 4 other people or even in the raid, then you can lower your crit chance. Because we know that the cap is 60. This will always be 60, whatever buff or talent that will be procced. So let's get back to the mask. So if you only use this in the group play, like I explained, all 3 talents will be activated if 2 other agents are running it as well. So the 0 to 15 meters, the 15 meters to 25 meters, and the 25 meters and more are all activated. So that means that we get 25% crit damage for the first one. Then another 10% crit damage for the second one. So we'll get an extra 35% critical hit damage. You can count that on your stats. But next to that, we're getting a 35% critical hit chance. So if your whole group, or at least 2 other agents, are rocking this mask, you can lower your base of your critical hit chance to 25. Because the max cap will still be 60. You will hit that 60 because all the 3 talents will work. Don't get me wrong, I won't encourage this, but you can do it. So, for example, if I'm only using this build with a group, then I can change up my mods. For example, get the mods away from my critical hit chance and get it up to critical hit damage instead of that chance. And then we're gonna have fun. So I'm getting the critical hit chance away and getting critical hit damage on there. And if we go back to the stats, you see I dropped to 38.4% critical hit chance. But because my whole team is using it, I'm getting 35% critical hit chance, so I'm already above the cap. But that means my critical hit damage now is raised to 112.6%. And then, of course, another 25 or 35 extra critical hit damage on there and brings it up to around 140-150%. So if you are rocking this only in a group and you know 2 other agents are rocking this as well, you can lower this and just keep away the mods on your mask. And that's why you need to try and boost your critical hit chance up through mods on your mask or on your backpack or on your holster. Because when you want to play solo, you just switch back to that 3 mods of critical hit chance and back to a normal mask, and this build works as a solo build as well, and you will still cut through all heroics. But just like I mentioned, this is a base build. You can copy this build, you can easily make this build. The only thing, of course, is to wait for level 35 in the season, then you will get the Coyote mask, and that will make your life a little bit more easy, of course, if you are in a group. Then we got 95% headshot damage, and that's very nice. 11% armor damage, pretty decent. 8% damage to health, a range of 27 meters. Reload time doesn't really matter because we are using fast hand as a talent. Accuracy of 10% and stability of 30%. Then let's get over to the weapon damage, guys. All weapon damage 79.8%. And then because we are mainly using an LMG damage bonus of 35%. So this will give us combined a weapon damage of 114.8%, guys. With that LMG that shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots. And then of course with the critical hit chance and damage with it, man, this freaking melts. Then get over to the defensive. Again, 666.6k armor, 666.6k armor on kill. Then we got a max health of 772k, health generation of only 1300, pulse resistance of 50%, of course, from our specialization, and then a whooping 2% explosive resistance. And yeah, this is the thing that I'm most proud of, the 0.2% hazard protection, guys. Let's freaking go. That saves me a lot. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I need more hazard protection, of course. But this is mainly pure DPS cutting through heroic missions, guys. Group up and running through it in like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes was the time that we run it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the build, guys. And yeah, like, you know, I'm not an LMG guy, but make this build as well, guys. It's pretty easy to make and it's very, very fun to play with. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course, the notification bell. PurePrime out.